Suddenly, in just the last 14 minutes, an admission from Jin shook the public. Is it true that HYBE had a hidden role behind Suga's solo journey, which has been praised as an individual achievement? A big question arises. Is this success purely the result of the rapper's hard work, or is there a company strategy that has not been disclosed to the public? This is the moment when facts and speculation collide, and the public is made unable to turn away. Jin, who is known to be careful in choosing words, suddenly spoke frankly about the internal dynamics of BTS and how HYBE management directs the careers of the members. The statement became a highlight because it touched on a sensitive issue: the extent to which the company plays a role in shaping the image, musical direction, and even personal decisions of its artists. Suga's name appears as the most striking example. For ARMY, this is not just gossip. This is a piece of truth that could change the way they view their idol's journey. Suga, with a reputation as an independent musician in the K-pop industry, has been praised for his courage in raising personal themes in his music. However, Jin alluded to the fact that behind the scenes, HYBE still plays a dominant role in determining distribution channels, promotions, and even international collaborations. This statement raises the question: is the creative freedom that has been associated with Suga really that free, or is there a grand strategy controlled by the company? Furthermore, Jin mentioned that many important moments in Suga's solo career were not just the result of personal courage, but also part of the management's careful calculations. From the selection of songs released as the main single to the determination of the world tour schedule, everything runs within the framework of a business strategy. This invites a wide discussion. Is the public too quick to judge BTS soloists as fully independent figures, without seeing the large structure that supports them? Not stopping there, Jin even revealed that there were emotional tensions experienced by Suga when the course of his personal career had to be balanced with company demands. Although not detailing it explicitly, Jin implied that there were times when Suga felt burdened by expectations, not only from the public, but also from internal parties. For many fans, this information adds a new dimension in understanding the human side of Suga, who has always appeared calm and full of control. Jin's statement also opens a space for reflection. Is HYBE actually a savior that provides full support so that Suga's career can break through global boundaries, or is it a controller that limits the freedom of its artists? In the modern entertainment industry, questions like this are very relevant. On the one hand, management is important to provide a large platform and resources. But on the other hand, the public also has the right to know the extent to which an artist's personal voice is valued. It's no secret that the K-pop industry is often criticized for its strict system, where companies have almost full control over artists. But Suga's case gives a different nuance. Although known as a vocal and critical figure, he still has to deal with business realities. The fact that Jin dared to talk about this indicates that this issue is too important to continue to be hidden. He seems to be signaling to the public that there is a more complex truth than just the narrative of artists freely creating. ARMY's reactions were divided. Some felt disappointed because they considered Suga's struggle story to be purely born from himself. Others argue that HYBE's support cannot be considered a negative thing, because without the company's structure, it is impossible for an artist to reach a global market as large as Suga has. In the midst of this debate, Jin's statement seems to be new fuel that heats up discussions on various social platforms. Now, the public is faced with a major dilemma. Should they celebrate Suga's success as a combination of personal hard work and corporate strategy, or should they be more critical of the narrative built by the industry? In the modern entertainment world, the line between authenticity and business strategy is increasingly blurred. The fact that this topic emerged in just a matter of minutes proves how much influence BTS, HYBE, and every story that emerges from within have. In the end, a fundamental question remains hanging in the minds of many people. Is Jin's statement just a personal reflection, or is it a strategic step that is also intentionally taken to open up another side of the Korean entertainment industry? What is clear is that the public is now invited to see Suga's journey not only as an inspiring story, but also as a complex picture of the relationship between artists, management, and the global market. In the last 14 minutes, the online world was again shaken by Jin's statement that alluded to HYBE's role in Suga's solo career journey. However, a big question now arises. Is this really a fact that has been hidden all this time? Or is it just a sensational narrative that is deliberately rolled out to steal public attention? This is where the public is required to be more critical, not just swallowing information whole. Isn't every news, especially that related to big names like BTS, often on the thin line between fact and media engineering? We know that shocking statements like this are very easy to go viral. However, does it spread on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, or other online media guarantee the truth of the information? Isn't it true that the speed of virality often obscures accuracy? Imagine a 30-second video clip can be interpreted differently by millions of people. Did JN really say that in the same context, or was it just cut in such a way as to create a new, more dramatic perception? If HYBE's role is truly revealed, the public is justified in questioning, is Suga all this time just a product of corporate strategy? Or vice versa? Does he still have room to work authentically, even if it is regulated within a strict business framework? However, if Jin's statement turns out to be twisted, doesn't this mean we are trapped in a big trap of media sensationalism? Don't we, as consumers of information, also have a responsibility to investigate further before drawing conclusions? Let's reflect further. Is it true that HYBE has always been the party that controls? Or is it they who provide full support so that Suga's solo career can penetrate the international market? Then, did JN deliberately reveal this secret to give a new perspective to ARMY? Or was his speech only used by outside parties to create a dramatic narrative? Don't the public often prefer stories that contain conflict rather than facts that are actually simpler? Skepticism is very important in dealing with situations like this. Why? Because in the digital age, information is not only about truth, but also about who spreads it the fastest and who is most capable of shaping opinions. Are we willing to be passive viewers who only absorb every issue, or do we want to be critical questioners who try to find certainty? Aren't critical questions far more valuable than just accepting raw news? Let's ask ourselves, if this news is true, is the public ready to accept the fact that Suga's solo journey is not entirely the result of artistic independence, but also the result of management calculations? Or, if it turns out that this is just a hoax, are we willing to admit that we have been carried away by a sensation that actually has no strong basis? Don't both of these possibilities equally demand that we be wiser in responding to information? It is important to remember that the information circulating today comes from various sources: TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and other media, each of which has its own agenda, method of presentation, and even bias. So, how do we ensure its truth? Is it enough for us to just watch one video clip and immediately believe it? Or do we need to trace the original source of Jin's statement, seek official clarification, and read various more complete perspectives? Isn't that step more fair to the public and also to the big name of BTS itself? We must also dare to challenge the narrative offered. Why is this news coming out now? Is it related to a promotion agenda, comeback schedule, or company strategy in maintaining BTS's popularity? Or is this purely a coincidence that is being used by the media to gain clicks and attention? Questions like these are important to ask so that we don't get caught up in the mindset of everything that goes viral must be true.